You also, made light the fact that you hold a PhD.
Correct, yes. Let's clarify that, though, just so it is a Pender High School diploma.
We love it, though.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Port City Living, the podcast about life in Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm your host, Bill Corbett. I'm a real estate agent. I serve the greater Wilmington, North Carolina area, and my co-host is Brad Brown of Atlantic Bay Mortgage, and he serves much bigger area than that. Right, Brad?
That's right. North Carolina and South Carolina.
What's going on?
Not much. Just recovering from a crazy weekend. How about you?
Same. I spent the weekend in Greensboro. We're recording this on June 4th, and I spent this past weekend in Greensboro with some of my friends and had an incredible time, but now it's back to reality and back to real estate and all that good stuff. And
yeah, I was out of town celebrating my 30-year class reunion.
30 years.
Big times. Big times.
Wow. What year did you graduate?
94.
94. Wow. Jeez. Well, we're going to talk about high school in here in just a minute because our guest today, this is your doing.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Olivia Dawson.
That's right.
Of Burgaw. She is the Burgaw mayor.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk to her. It's going to be incredible because we're going to talk to you about the Blueberry Festival that's coming up. And if you don't know anything about the North Carolina Blueberry again, is it North Carolina Blueberry Festival or no?
North Carolina Blueberry
Festival in Burgaw.
Correct.
And it started several years ago, and they've done a marvelous job up there of creating this festival and celebrating that little berry, which is fantastic. Mm-hmm. I would love to have some blueberry dump cake right now.
Full of antioxidants.
Full
the
of
blueberry,
antioxidants.
Not the dump cake, I'm sure.
Not the dump cake. Not the batter and the sugar, but the blueberry part. But so why don't we talk to her and get the scoop on Burgaw and the scoop on blueberries and what's going on up there, shall we?
Let's do it. I'm so excited.
Me too.
Hey, Olivia, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, guys, it's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
So, fun fact, because we do love our fun facts.
Fun fact.
You are our first Pender County guest and Pender County celebrity. Can I call you a celebrity?
Absolutely. Sure. Small town famous.
I think there's a lot that we want to talk about, but let's go all the way back to your roots because we've been chatting a little bit behind the scenes already. You are born and raised in Burgaw.
Yep, pretty much.
Right.
Grew up there.
You said
I did.
As
I have said a billion times.
Yeah, I learned that about you today.
Yeah, they've been hitting it off while I'm running around taking care of the kids outside. But you also, made light the fact that you hold a PhD.
Correct. Yes. Let's clarify that, though, just so it is a Pender High School diploma.
We love it, though. So
I also have a PhD.
Yeah, I do not, unfortunately. But I do love that you guys can say you have a PhD.
I know, yeah. If you went there, you know.
Absolutely.
I'm
sure it was quite different, though, whenever you went there, because I was there much, much earlier than you. And it was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, times in general.
80s.
Yeah, times in general are different. So then imagine
I can't imagine
school
now in a way.
Like Pender High. Yeah, my kids come home, because that's where they are. They talk about the things that are happening at Pender High, and I'm like, are we sure we want to say those things?
And for those of you who don't know where Pender High School is, it's very rural. It's out in the middle of the country.
And
it's outside of city limits of Burgaw.
Way outside of city limits, yeah.
It's in the country.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, we already know you are the Director of Tourism for Pender County. You are the Mayor of Burgaw, which is super cool. Give us a little timeline of since earning your PhD and getting to where you are today to sit with us for this podcast.
Sure,
Just real briefly.
I'll give you a little bit of my story. So yeah, graduating from Pender High with my PhD, I guess I really wasn't sure where life's going to take me, but I knew I wanted to do, and be impactful, right? Wanted to do something maybe grand. I don't know, but you learn as you go. And so my focus was actually in healthcare, but I knew I liked the business part of it as well. And so not just the hands-on, but I wanted to focus on the business aspect. So business administration, business management. But then later learned, got married, was having kids, and had the opportunity to start working with the North Carolina Blueberry Festival. Moved to 8 to 5 full-time job to working with the Blueberry Festival and doing something for the community, which gave me some flexibility, but learned that I really liked that. I really enjoyed it. I was like, I've always loved going to parades and festivals. And, so you think back and you're like, oh, wow, that makes a lot of sense, right? Then I learned that I liked nonprofit work and government and community and being involved. And so transitioned into tourism, and just previously in the last 6 months got the opportunity now to serve as a tourism director. But again, in that time span, I was like, you know what? I want to do something more with the town, whether it be run for commissioner, but always had a desire for a couple of years. I'm like, one day I'm going to serve as mayor. That's something I really want to do. And it maybe run for a commissioner seat, but I really wanted to be mayor. And so inside story, at the house or something, I would say, when I'm mayor, or Shane, my husband, would be like, when you're mayor. And I'm like, yeah, And so that was probably in a 3 to 5 year plan. And then back in 2021, it came a 6 months plan, less than a year plan for sure. And here we are. I'm serving as the mayor of Burgaw. And I will say, and I didn't run on this, I am the first woman mayor of Pender County.
I thought that was the case,
That's
but I was not sure.
Yeah, so
yes.
of Burgaw, but of Pender County. But now we have another mayor that serves for Surf City, who is the mayor. So we just... I didn't run on that. My goal of running, and it was just to be of influence, be impactful, to be the next generation, but also being a woman, a mom, a wife, just those things that I could bring to the table and that perspective.
Yeah.
But my whole heart was just to represent the people, to be serving, because that's, again, you learn that you're like, oh, I'm service oriented. That's what I enjoy. That's what brings me joy, and that's what I like. So, again, here we are. It's 2024. I have another year to go before I have to run again, and I do hope to run again. There's a lot that I want to see happen and get accomplished, and just really humbled by the opportunity to serve as mayor.
It's interesting that you just said that, because I'm sitting here thinking, one, I remember the campaign, and that was not your platform. You were not boasting, female, woman power, girl power, whatever. And then the humbleness that you provide in the same time, which I think anybody who has a servant's heart is humble more often than not. So that describes you perfectly.
I appreciate that, and that goes noticed. But we all tend to have had those brief moments. I will say they're brief, but I'm like, well, I'm the mayor, but
I would do it all the time.
But then you humble yourself, and you're like, yes, I'm the mayor. But the goal is just to serve. I mean, it's to serve the people. And although people think you get paid a lot of money to be the mayor, my kids' friends think I'm rich, and and my husband's friends think I'm rich, and they're like, no,
it's public service.
Public service. I guess none of y'all know what public service work means. And again, it's not about the money. It's not. It's not. What I get out of it is, I don't care about the money. We need money to, survive and to get through the world of things. But it's all about the rewards that come along with these opportunities to serve. It's the friendships, the networking, just the opportunities to tell about Burgaw and all that we have, and all the things that just go along with it.
Yeah, there's not many people that come to Burgaw and don't just fall in love with it. And
absolutely.
And I always go back to the the Friday or the Saturday night after Thanksgiving where they light the Christmas tree. And I'm like, it's our version of a Hallmark movie.
Oh, it is.
You're looking for the big corporate conglomerate to come in and buy out the cookie company and find true love, and all these things are going to
all that happens there, Burgaw. You know that? No. I mean, it is like a Hallmark movie.
They didn't do a lot of that kind of stuff. That's all newer in the past 20, 30 years, maybe.
I mean, that's at max. I mean, 20 years. And then I know even when I lived in Wilmington for a little while after graduating, working in Burgaw, many jobs, and then moved back. And, which again, you're like, my husband wanted to move back, and I was like, okay, I don't know. You're just not knowing, but I'm so, yeah. I mean, we bought our a home, and a brand new home, and close to family, and, had a little bit of not much land, but a little more land than maybe we could have gotten here in Wilmington. But and I'm like, okay, sure, but I'm so glad. I mean, again, who would have thought.
I always keep thinking that one day when I get older and I'm want to relax a little bit, maybe Burgaw would be the place I'd go back to. Because I will say, growing up there, it was pretty spectacular. It was everything that living in a small town is all about.
That's
because
right.
and I was a kid in the late 70s and into the 80s, and we could get on our bikes and ride all over town, and our parents didn't worry about us. And as long as we were home by the time the street light came on, then we were good. And I don't think I don't know how Burgaw is now because I don't live there anymore. But is it still that way? Do you feel like it's that way?
I think it is. I mean, especially as in my neighborhood with all of our kids running around. But I'd like to say that we are still that way. Of course, with the times changing and the growth, that it's not all that way, but I'd like us to say or embrace that it still could be that way. I mean, we're a walkable community, right? And you can ride your bike, and we're small. So, we do try to encourage that, but all about safety these days, right? Yeah. But I was saying, even so 10, 12 years ago, some of these events were just starting. The Christmas tree lighting, that's grown to be another big, grand event. Yeah. And it's just all about community and the things that make it small town, and then that Hallmark feeling, and all the things that we can do to provide activities, and then the close community connection. So, and that's all that I'm about. I love those opportunities while we're taking care of the governmental things, the things that we have to worry about: water, sewer, roads, sidewalks. Then we can also, bring the community together with all these events and programs and festivals.
And this is just like touching the surface. I mean, we've mentioned the Christmas tree lighting. Then there's the nighttime Christmas parade where everything is lit up.
Mm-hmm.
Which I've never
There's
been to.
the North Carolina Blueberry Festival, which we'll touch on. There's Spring Fest. Did we start Fall Fest last year?
A big
that was
Fall
the first
Fest.
one. So there's always something.
Because when I was a kid, there was just the Spring Festival. So that was in the spring, and then the Blueberry Festival came along, and for years I thought that it was the same thing. Like, they just changed the name to Blueberry Festival, but that's not the case. There is a Spring Festival, and then there's a Blueberry Festival.
Correct. Yes, absolutely.
Spring Fest is low-key, sort of a little more localized.
Yeah, all pretty much locally.
And then Blueberry Festival just focuses on, like, North Carolina. We've got is there an official seal for the North Carolina Blueberry Festival? Like,
well, there's an official
that?
logo, and it's just been deemed the North Carolina Blueberry Festival throughout the years. Because there are other blueberry festivals in North Carolina and through other states, but of course we're the official North Carolina Blueberry Festival.
And I think I read a few years ago, we've got the official designation because Pender County, top producing blueberry county in the state. Is
correct. So Pender County is about 5th or 6th in the state. It kind of varies with producing blueberries in the state. All and right. Comparison to other states as well.
Now, over the years, I just moved to Burgaw in 2005. We've clearly seen a lot of change. We're talking a little bit about that, off record as well. Do you want to speak to that, some of the change as far as, like, I think about, the brewery and the pizza shop and the Jennifer store, which his name is failing me now. The old farm shed. And there's so many like retail things and cute things happening.
Because a lot of people want to move to this area, but they don't necessarily want to be in Wilmington because Wilmington can be a little it's crowded here. And so
I don't know about y'all, but growing up, I was like, I'm from Burgaw. And they're like, where's Burgaw?
So we just say Wilmington.
And we're like, where's Wilmington? Or I'll be in Wilmington. And they're like, where's Burgaw? I'm like, we're right down the road.
Right down the road.
We're used to.
I call it a bedroom community of Wilmington.
Correct. Yeah. And so it's like, I'm right down the road, but, sometimes people don't know what's past Gordon Road.
But I will say, over the past several years, though, I mentioned Burgaw, and I'm like, oh, yes, I've been to Burgaw, or I went there for a doctor's appointment or random physical therapy appointment or whatever, and they're like, oh, I love Burgaw.
People know where Burgaw is, whether it's something they're coming for or,
don't you think it's
a doctor's appointment?
It's not a hidden thing anymore.
It's not. People are very much aware of us. We've done really good about getting our name out there, right? But so, and we're a small town, and we are a bedroom community to Wilmington. We're used to commuting, but, again, people have Burgaw on their radar. But we are. We're all of North Carolina working in tourism. We know that everybody loves North Carolina. They want to visit here. When they visit here, they want to stay here, right? Yeah. And so we have a lot of people visiting and then staying here and turning this into their home. And so throughout North Carolina, our population is growing. And again, people they love the cities, but they want, what comes with small town living. And I guess before people were getting out of small towns, and now people want to go back to small towns.
Mm.
It is just a way of the quality of life and raising your children and just the community involvement that comes along with it. And that's all that, I'd like to say we're doing there is just trying to improve Burgaw to make it a great small town, or continue to make it a great small town. The things that come with small town living, right? But so you want some thriving small businesses and restaurants and things to do so that you don't have to commute.
How has the
so
brewery
often.
helped?
So the brewery, that was something I was focused on, was downtown revitalization. And of course, it takes all of us working together. So with the investor that has helped invest in downtown businesses of Burgaw, and those that are becoming the new entrepreneurs and the owners, it's really, the brewery's really jump-started our downtown revitalization. And we knew it would, or I knew it would. And so it's been really great. And so hopefully we've got a lot of longstanding small businesses there, but now we just, trying to build on that and get some additional ones there. Again, things that we want you to come visit for, but then things that we enjoy while we live there.
Can you talk any at all about that other plan to have a new restaurant and the contest?
On your own.
Yeah, so that was a very exciting plan and project and event that was, happened last year and was went along with our fall festival, and so that was really great. So from what I know and I'm aware of, I know some of the plans changed a little bit with that first initial plan, but the Own Your Own restaurant is working on, still going on as planned, maybe with a new chef, but I'm really excited, and sometimes that's okay. I don't think the brewery was, but that was the first initial plan, right? But we were going to take what we can get, right? But the end result turned out better. So I'm kind of hopeful that that's what will happen with this restaurant. So really excited about that. Hopefully 2025, early 2026.
And it was filmed. Is it going to be a show, or is it?
I haven't got an update on that. So they did document a lot of it so that they could maybe turn it into a documentary or a television show. So more to come on that. I think, they're just having to revisit again that initial plan and see what the end result's going to end up like. But based on that too, I think there's going to be another restaurant, like a deli style restaurant there.
I've read that.
And
with donuts or something, or is that different?
I think that's different.
Okay.
And so that's great. I mean, that means we get two businesses out of one initial plan. And I think Burgaw now and Richard, the investor, they've really just been working on restaurants more so than, filling the storefronts with retail or boutiques or things like that. So that's good, because you do want more options and things to eat in Burgaw. We need that.
Yeah, if you have any influence, my desire is like a brunch spot.
I agree.
Full-on brunch spot, and it just
With
Thursday through Sunday.
Yes. And I think that is what the community wanted. They said, we want another breakfast option, something we can sit down at. So breakfast and brunch was really what they want. So I hope was heard, and that's what they'll bring. And then ideally too, we just need another nighttime spot as well, because again, we don't have a lot of those options. We have great options, but we just need some additional options.
And I think the more you've got, the more to draw people out, which will then draw more businesses, showing interest when they see what just one or two places are doing.
Right.
The impact that they're having.
That's the way it works.
We need somebody to bite the bullet and bring these places here.
I know my next endeavor, we'll see. On top of what I'm already doing, I don't plan on stopping, but I'm like, I really want to open a storefront. We'll see where that goes.
And what would that look like?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, something girly.
Well, here's the thing. Jennifer's store is called the Old Farm Shed. This is not a paid
I do
plug.
not know what this is.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you have to take a look.
It
It's
is
fabulous.
such a cool shop. It's got a little bit of everything. And when she first opened, she was in this tiny little space. And I remember the first time I walked in, her business card said something to the effect of rustic, funky, and junky.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's moved, and then in the space that she's moved,
where
she's
is it?
doubled. What street is that on?
Fremont Street. So
Fremont.
it's the heart of downtown.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's because we don't have all the antique places we used to have. That was what Burgaw once was all antique. But it's women's clothes. It's high-end, like women's Western boots.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Cowboy
some
boots, Western
housewares in
wear.
there. She does Stetson hats for ladies. But we need a place that will actually like do co-ed, like the men's t-shirts and the kind of like the whole Palmetto Moon sort of idea.
You need like
I love that idea.
I was just
actually.
in Greensboro this past weekend, and I love getting a Greensboro T-shirt. I used to live in Greensboro, so and this brand of T-shirt, I don't know what it is, but they're amazing. So Burgaw should.
I agree, completely agree.
Have a cool Burgaw T-shirt.
I noticed.
I know the brewery has one, maybe, but it'd be nice just to have a generic.
Well, it's always good when you go to towns and you can buy something that says the town on it, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
there's something. So we're getting there. I mean, there are some nice Burgaw shirts, and we're getting there. We just need everybody to bring their creativity and be that entrepreneur to help us
And their wallets.
help us get
Bring
there.
their
And their wallets,
wallets.
right? Yeah, that's what makes the world go round and makes our small businesses thrive. We need people to shop it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, the old farm shed is great there. The Twisted Artisans, and there's another shop right beside her, Sassy's World. They have men's clothing, but we're getting there. I mean, it's growing, and we just want to build on what's already there and just improve it, make it better.
It's getting there.
I guess, big thing with growth coming, housing brings population, brings more money to support our businesses, to then ask for or have more restaurants that people want to see. But I just want people to know, like, some of it is just the way North Carolina is growing, and we have to have growth to sustain ourselves and just to sustain our community. Sorry, I can't get my words out. But I don't want to change it. Not trying to turn it into a big city.
Yeah.
But just make small town living better.
That's all we got to do.
That's right. Like we go to those other little towns and mountain towns, and we're like, gosh, why can't we just have that in our own backyard?
Yeah. Blowing Rock is one of my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
Just
Are we going to the next topic now? Is that
We may. So on that note, let's pivot just a little bit. Because Burgaw has had its share of film and TV happening. Do you feel like you've been in office or in position, in power long enough to speak to what that actually does for Burgaw when they come and they film?
So as mayor, Welcome to Flatch filmed there.
Right.
So they were very impactful.
They filmed right beside my aunt's house, which she's right across from the Baptist church, and so the brick house to the left of her.
Uh-huh.
They used that house, and they shot from her yard over, so they paid her a nice sum of money to use her yard for their space.
And speaking of that it is impactful to our community. So they do, I don't want to say pay or the homeowners that they either use their homes or their yards and the locations. So they support our small businesses, so not only are we, getting this airtime to show what we have here, but they are giving back to the community. And then a lot of times those fees go towards something else in the community that we are just trying to improve and make better. So it's really good. And then that brings the tourism aspect of, hey, did you know that was filmed in Burgaw? I mean, there's a lot of films.
There's a lot of people who love to chase those places down.
Oh,
I've got a friend
absolutely.
who he's obsessed with it. And he loves to tour and go to all the houses they've used for exteriors, and he'll
I bet
go
he's
anywhere.
stopped by our office before, but we have a few of those that do come into town, and that's what they're there. They're there to put their eyes on.
Because they filmed Silver Bullet there back in, I think it was 1984, and I was part of that. They did a big scene on the courthouse square.
Mm-hmm.
Back when the courthouse square, which is beautiful, but even back then it was even more lush. There were way more trees and everything.
Hurricanes doing
There was lots of magnolias that were closer to the building.
We missed those magnolias, yeah.
But
absolutely.
that was fun to be in that movie there.
Yeah, so a lot of locals have been in these movies, these TV shows.
Yep.
Yeah. We've talked about in a previous episode, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yes.
And how one of the characters was running from the killer, and they were in
Which was in
Southport.
Southport.
Down the street.
Yeah.
And then when they ran into the store, it was Harold's.
It was
Harold's.
Burgaw.
And right, yeah, she ran across the courthouse square into Harold's, right. So when you tell people that, everybody knows that movie.
Right.
They're like, oh, wow, I didn't realize that. So
Yeah.
it's always fun.
That's
That is
cool.
one of the go-to ones because people just know that movie.
Right.
I always loved Harold's department store. I never went in it much as a kid, but is it still there and intact, or
the
is it getting
store
ready
is
to be?
still there. It's just unfortunately not open.
It's just not open, but the inside looks the way it did.
Oh yeah, I don't think they've made any changes.
I wish said that needs to be something really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Whoever
speaking
owns
of
that now.
of the Herald still own
Do
it.
they
I
still
think
own
they're
it?
trying to figure out what their next venture is. Yeah. So speaking of that though, of the film tour, like we do have a film tour, and so right now it's just a journalized film tour, talks about each location and the films that were there, but hoping to actually put something that people can see and touch. So before they were able to go into Harold's, not so much now with the doors being closed, but we have the Under the Dome Chester's Mill sign.
Yes.
I'd love to put that up. That's a project that I
My friend
thought I'd have accomplished by
where
now.
the cow got sliced in half. He was posting us like, "Where is this?" And I was like, "I know exactly where it is. I can take you right to it because I know the man who lives right there with the big white 2-story house that was in the show or whatever." And I was like, "Yep, I know exactly where it is." But that would be something people would love that.
They would.
So where would somebody go if they went to Burgaw and they wanted to tour around these? Do they go to?
So they can always stop by the visitor center, which is an old jail there. The tourism office and houses the old jail there houses the tourism office and the Blueberry Festival office, and so they could stop in there and talk to us about it, and we can give them information on where they can find all
what's
the
that
locations. We are located at 106 East Wilmington Street. It's the old jail right across the street from the courthouse, and you'll see not only the sign, but sometimes you'll see the big blueberry out there, so you can't miss it.
There's a couple of blueberries around town.
There are.
There's 2 that I know of. Are those art installs? Are they?
So we've got the blueberries painted on the street there, Fremont Street,
I
which
saw they just
the festival.
freshened that up for the festival.
We did. We got that freshened up just in time for the festival. That's the dance floor, right where the main stage is, and then we've got, as you come into town, the business part of 53.
Right.
There's a blueberry art installation.
It's like metal or something, right?
Yeah, a blacksmith or metalwork. And then there's just this other little blueberry that sits over at our community house that is, I guess it's more of considered like a pottery.
Okay.
Not sure what you would call that. And then, of course, we have this big inflatable blueberry that we put up certain times of the year.
Certain times of the year.
Certain times.
Like coming up.
Yeah, coming up. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. If not, it might, certain times it may be rolling down the street if we.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's just bounce back to decorations just for 1 second. And this is not blueberry, this is Christmas. So y'all use the same Christmas decorations that you've had, since I was born, and that was in 1969. That was
There's been a
1,000 years
recent
ago. I
change.
know that I'm getting there. But I was very, very unhappy to see. You know where I'm going with this?
I think so.
Where y'all were getting rid of the big Santa Claus, and I'm
yes.
like, what in the hell is going on here?
So it's
I
funny
was
you bring that
devastated.
up. So to your point, we have been using the same Christmas decorations for a very long time. Those have recently been retired. It's sad, but
Can you say why? Is he falling apart?
well, Santa was retired last year. He was falling apart. So the last year we put him up, we got
And this
a lot.
Santa, everybody listening, is like how tall? 10, 12,
Oh God,
15 foot tall?
I can't remember the
and he's
at least 10 or
it's
12
one
feet.
of those things that's kind of it's wire and it's
Shiny
made out
metallic.
and it's shiny metallic whatever fringy
type
stuff.
Correct.
And,
Yes.
and he's been sitting by the court when he's not there all year long,
By the
but
train depot.
he gets put up by the train depot.
Yeah, and actually he's
there.
only a couple years old, so he
do you
replaced another one.
Are you
yeah,
serious?
Yeah, so I think everybody
I
is.
did not know that.
I think everybody has just
You
been.
have crushed his
Oh my
Christmas
God!
I told you the secret.
I'm gonna go home and crawl under my bed.
Because I've been a little confused as well. I'm like, okay, but I think everyone's been used to seeing
looks
something
exactly the
there.
same.
I think
That's-
they may have been able to get the same
Did they
one.
give him a facelift or something?
But
He
so
even
this,
looked a little dingy, like he'd been around since the 60s.
yeah, he was. He had faded very quickly, and they're pretty
Well, they
expensive.
don't make stuff like these.
Yeah, I was
They
gonna say
don't.
that,
They don't.
Grandma.
So he was only a couple years. I guess they did was able to just replace him with another one. But that trick where you.
I wonder where the original one is.
But these have been actually sold off, so they are still sitting in somebody's yard at some point in time through the holidays. I'll have to tell you where they're located.
They're probably at Walker World because he has everything out there.
I don't know where that is. What's that?
It's on the river. We'll talk about that in another episode
Oh, okay.
of Port City Living.
Okay.
Yeah, where those things go to next,
Everything
right?
goes to die there.
Yeah. What I was going to say. Well, anyway, so we put him up one year, and everybody's like, he is looking bad, and y'all need to retire him. Well, then we didn't put him up, and he was heavily missed.
I can guarantee you, original citizens of Burgaw did not say that.
Yeah.
It was one of those things. You got to watch what you say. So we retired him because he was falling apart. He was really faded, and it wasn't going to last very long. And so this year we will have this upcoming Christmas. We'll have new decor all throughout town.
So even the banners that
Even
they have these banners that are hung at different streets, and it says what Merry
Christmas
one,
and
Noel,
Happy
or
Holidays.
whatever.
Yes.
So that's all changing.
It's all
going?
changing. I mean, we hate to see that change, but it was
I'm never
just.
going back to Burgaw. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
now
kidding.
you got to come and see it redone, just because, they weren't. staying lit up, and all the fringe was falling off. They were really faded.
That's not just people. That's a perfect example of being stuck in the past and can't move.
Yeah.
And that's
that is
probably
true.
one of my little.
As you bring it up, it does make me
glitches.
sad. But then you're like, you think about, oh, we need to get new ones. But then you think, oh, it does take away those old memories.
The nostalgic aspect of it, it's not the same. But whatever, do what you got to do.
Thanks.
Nobody
I
asked me.
appreciate
So I'm not a citizen there anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's
That's right.
funny.
Okay, so we've got a big event coming up.
We
And we want
do.
to talk about the Blueberry Festival a little bit. That's not what this thing is focused on, but we want to get it out there because
I feel like we already have been talking about it.
Yeah, we didn't really focus on it. Went June 15th?
June 14th and 15th.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So typically we'd like to say a 2-day festival, but typically it's one full day of festival activities. And then the Friday evening is typically a kickoff. So there's going to be a band and food vendors. Occasionally, depending on the year, arts and craft vendors and such are set up. But this year that's not going to be the case. It's going to be the band. Chairman of the board kicks us off at 7,
Wow.
which is always a good time. And
that's
food
beach
vendors.
music,
Beach
right?
music,
Mhm.
yeah. So again, beach music, everybody just enjoys beach music. Everybody likes it. The bands that are typically there, everyone is familiar with, they follow, and it just, it's just what keeps the festival thriving. So changing it up has been hard over the years, not to speak for the festival, but people want to see different things, but then you don't get the crowds like you do when you bring beach music that everybody just can be happy with and enjoy.
Yeah, and it suits all ages.
It does.
There's no reason why when it comes to something like that doesn't have to be changed up. When it is a family event, you got a ton of families out there enjoying it that Friday night.
Yeah, and again, all families love and know beach music, so
I'll
absolutely.
be running the 5K again that morning. Bill just signed up for it.
Oh,
No,
good.
I did absolutely not. sign up for it. I can
Oh, he
promise
signed
you
you
that
up, didn't
will
he?
never
He didn't know.
happen.
Yeah.
I had done my share of running in my life, and I did a marathon. Never again.
Yeah,
Never.
we'll get you.
Oh,
out
you
there
weren't
again.
convinced.
We'll get you out there
You do it.
again.
Yeah.
What
I'll get
do
on
you-
that clog.
Oh yeah. Oh, so he is a former Cripple Creeker.
Oh, okay. I didn't clog with Cripple Creek,
I was one of the- I was
Creek,
one
but
of
I clogged with
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 my wife at
his
Oh, no
wife,
way.
Heather.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I
funny.
missed
Adult
I missed
class.
that. Yeah,
Oh,
I need to
wow.
get back to.
Yeah, I was
doing
one of the
that.
originals.
Oh,
Because
can
we
you still
started
do
at
it?
Kirkwood. I can, but I
But-
do not. His wife is trying to get me to come and teach a workshop on
Yeah.
old style clogging because they don't do it the way I used to do it.
Right, you should
We
do
were very
it.
traditional back in our day
Yeah.
when Nancy Aycock taught us. It was traditional or there was no clogging.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Oh,
That'd be a
okay.
fun class.
We're gonna get the dance floor ready for you.
Yeah, okay, well, we'll see.
And not bring clogs. They're not called. The
They're
shoes
not
are not
clogs,
called
no.
clogs.
No,
They're-
I know.
I don't think I knew that until recently. All these years.
They're just called clogging
They're just
shoes.
called clogging shoes,
Right,
but
okay.
they're
I was
just,
wondering.
They're just tap shoes, but
Yeah.
the tap is different. But
Yeah.
Anyway.
Correct.
Totally
Yes.
different.
All
What
right. Let's get back to the Blueberry Festival.
Yeah.
yeah, what
Get
what should we
sidetracked
know?
really
Like, tell us your perspective as the mayor. Like, what do you love? And
All right. So, of course, I love all things Blueberry. I love the Blueberry Festival and Burgaw and what we represent. Of course, like I said in previous comments, it's all about all things blue and the Blueberry. So it's in our town logo. It's in our town art, our branding. And so, of course, when you think Blueberry Festival, you think Burgaw. When you think Burgaw, you think Blueberry Festival. And so here it is. It's June already, and the festival is a little over a week away. And it's an exciting time of the year for us. So we're getting ready, sprucing up the town, making sure everything is freshly repainted and that everything's pretty to welcome our visitors and locals and those who hadn't been there in a while. And so, it's a big day, a big weekend for us. It's great for our businesses. And, it's just all built around culture and the community.
I feel like you guys even do a little bit of, I'm gonna call it decorating. Is that the right word?
It
Like
is, yeah.
I've seen like the blueberry ribbons on things and like all the giant flower pots on the sidewalk. Also, they've
So-
got fresh flowers in them now. Like it's looking really nice.
Again,
out
we
there.
do all things blue. So, yeah, so we encourage the town. We've come up over the past couple of years, and it's always been that way, but we just wanted to really embrace the community spirit. So everybody's like encouraged to decorate your home blue and decorate your businesses in all things blue and your storefronts and windows. And so we've got blueberry bows and our blueberry banners, blueberry flags.
Oh, that people can buy?
Blue pots, yeah.
Oh, I have to tell my mom
the
that.
The flags and the bows are what are available to buy throughout the town, in preparations for the Blueberry Festival. So it's a way to...
I put them on the mailboxes or hang them on the front door.
Yeah. So that we're all, got a theme going on and everybody comes into town.
That's pretty awesome. I love that.
It'd be fun to get a blueberry parade one day.
Yeah, one day. So back in, I think, the early years, probably the first couple of years, they had a little small parade. But then now just our festival footprint has grown.
You could be Blueberry Queen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Queen
so we do the North Carolina Blueberry Scholarship Pageant. That's coming up this weekend. And then they will be ready and crowned the new queens for the 2024 year. So the festival and stuff, they'll be out there. But, yeah, people call me Miss Blueberry a lot of times.
And you're wearing blue today.
I wear a lot of blue. It's one of my favorite colors.
Olivia is very involved in all the things going on in Burgaw. And in almost every picture, she's got on this just... Which blue is my
I drive a blue
color?
truck.
Anyway,
I just wear a lot of blue. I mean, that's my favorite color.
She is queen of all things blue.
Queen of all things blue.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, some of it's not intentional. It just happens that way. But hey, I take it.
So we had the executive director and the sitting president for the Azalea Festival on a previous episode, and they told us about the history of the queen. So that's what if they go that far, you should be the very first ever queen of the Blueberry Festival.
Well, I don't think I've been deemed that, but not like really officially.
We'll make sure you have the whole crown and everything, but then it's got to stay encased and only brought out.
It needs to get because they have the same. I don't know if you know this, but they have the same original crown from the very beginning, the very first 1948.
Yeah, I've heard that. I think that's great.
It's
awesome. I love all things Azalea Festival too.
Yeah, such a cool time.
It is.
Tell us, where do you see Burgaw going? Like, what are some of the things that are on your agenda? I mean, obviously, we agree we want a brunch spot.
Right, yeah.
That would make people that want to move to this area may consider Burgaw as a home.
Right,
like, what would attract them to that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you were just trying, brunch spot hopefully is on its radar. I'm going to tell you this story. People may not really like it, but so my kids running as mayor or whatever, my son was like, Mama, we need a Starbucks. And then, of course, other people were like, we need a Starbucks. So,
do you really, though?
I don't mean, no, not really. We have a small coffee shop there. That's what I'm saying. Not many people are probably thrilled with that. But it was funny that my son was saying that. And I don't know that this is true any longer. And I don't even know that I should be saying it. But I think Starbucks was looking at us. And I was like, how ironic would that be?
That would be.
If we get a Starbucks. And that was what my son was asking for.
I think you should have a Port City Java first. But I'm partial.
Yeah.
But
I like them all. I mean, good coffee. I just like good coffee.
Well, the large corporations like that, if they are visible just off the interstate, it could drive people through that might not
stop.
Burgaw,
right, absolutely.
But somebody could open up their own awesome little place called the Blue Cup.
Oh, hey.
The Blue Cup.
And what are we serving?
Coffee, but it's the Blue Cup for Blueberry, Blue Cup.
I like that, actually.
That'd be kind of cute.
I might have to borrow that idea. Yeah. No, but we have, luckily we do. We have a great coffee spot downtown. And the good thing about Burgaw is that we're pretty much small business. I mean, Walmart's probably, and then, of course, fast food chains. I mean, other than that, we're small business.
But they're all confined.
They are all in that one spot.
Right,
they
are.
Right there at the intersection. So
which
people
is what
who've never been, you got to get past that four-way intersection, get into is it the business district?
Yeah, we want you to come to the business district, support those that are along Highway 117 and, in the uptown business. Right. But we also want you to come down to downtown where the heart
Courthouse
is,
Square,
Courthouse Square, and support our businesses there. And that's where all of our
And I don't think we said
place.
this, but for those of you who don't know, Burgaw is the county seat of Pender County.
Oh, it is. Yeah. How do we leave that out? So, Pender County is, or Burgaw is the county seat of Pender County. That's where our courthouse is. That's where our main offices are. And we didn't talk about this. And Burgaw is doing pretty well. We're only about 4 or 5 square miles within city limits that the town controls. We've got a lot of jobs. I mean, we do have a lot of jobs and a lot of people that come there to work on a daily basis.
What is the population now?
So our population is about 4,200 and growing. So if we have some additional housing,
and that's within city limits?
That's within just city limits, right? Yeah. I mean, who knew 4,000 people live just in 4 or 5 square miles? Yeah, absolutely. So we're doing really good, as far as that goes. We do have a lot of jobs and a lot of hidden gems. I don't know. We've got this really cool place called Mojo Tone. Do you know about that? They do.
You know about it, Brad?
Yeah, I mean, so they serve
Mojo
Tone. They do, I think, amplifiers, things to do with sound and music. But they serve like your top stars, names of artists and bands, Keith Urban and I don't even know.
My exposure was just that I did a loan for somebody who worked over there, and I was like, "What is that?" Sounds
so they
really
build
cool.
amps and speakers and things for artists.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, and more, but yes, you have to look them up, and that would be a nice one. So that's like a hidden gem. Nobody knew.
Still there?
Gaff is still there. We've got Gaff.
G-A-F.
G-A-F.
Yeah, they're still there. We've got G Code, which is right off of our Stag Park Industrial. They do a lot of military equipment and military equipment, but outfitting, I guess you would say too. And they serve, the world. I mean, just not the United States with their equipment. So, American Skins, they do pork skins there.
Ooh, yum,
and
yum,
so
yum,
sometimes Burgaw smells like bacon.
There is nothing wrong with that.
No.
Not at all.
So that's always a great
Do
smell.
they have a storefront?
No, they don't have a storefront. They do it for, I guess you contract out of them, but that's a big company there. We've got lots of others, but those are like, things there that people don't know that we have there. Not again, like we have our county offices, schools, the courthouse, prison. Those we've got. Hospital. We've got.
I was born in that hospital.
Oh wow, were you?
That's when they actually delivered babies there. Yeah. Pretty soon after that, they stopped, and everybody came to Wilmington for that. But yeah, I was actually me and my brother both were born in that.
Very many people were born there, so that's good.
Yeah, he ragged it. They said we can't do no more babies after this
God,
one.
That was torture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are all great things that that is we've got going for us there in Burgaw.
Yeah.
But
it is such a neat.
It's a charming town, and like I said, it was charming. We have a story about that, but we won't bore you with that.
Okay.
But like I said, growing up there, it was a privilege to get to grow up in a town like that.
Absolutely.
It's a shame that most people can't experience small town living and growing up where you could just. I mean, we used to play in the woods all the time. We'd build forts, and we would cut trees down on Mr. Harrell's property, and he probably didn't know what we were doing, but it was just one of those. We were just, we had a group, and we rode around on our bikes, and we would just, we would bounce around from one person's house to the next. It was a storybook childhood, and I'm sure you probably experienced very similar.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm hopefully building for my kids and the kids that are there in town, and just want to continue to do that. And as I said, all those great memories that you had growing up there, just continue to build on those and to have those opportunities available.
100%.
Any closing thoughts or comments about Burgaw?
The Blueberry Festival is June 15th.
Blueberry Festival's coming up, so we have a lot
14th,
15th.
Yeah, Blueberry Festival, June 14th and 15th. So look at the schedule for that. We've got some blueberry activities, events, programs prepared for. The pageant is on Saturday, but from there, Monday through Thursday, there's other events going on in town. We've got a summer concert on that Thursday, but from blueberry bingo to learning about blueberries to an art reception, we do all of these activities, events, programs leading up to the Blueberry Festival. Again, just to invite visitors, but to get community support, buy-in, so they feel part of what we've got going on there, right? We want to make sure that happens for them just as well. So that's coming up. You would ask me just real quick about where do I see Burgaw going? Like I said, just improving, hopefully just adding some more brunch spots, locations, and places to eat. Fill our storefronts. We encourage, some entrepreneurs come and open up a business there.
Like the Blue Cup.
Like the Blue Cup, absolutely. And, we're looking to add some amenities. We're growing our parks, we're growing our walking trail, working towards maybe a water feature. Again, all the things that you want to have your kids participate in and you want to see in a small town.
I worked in Blueberries one summer, by the way, just closing. It was torture.
I know, that's a hard job.
I did not work in the field because it was going to be even more torture, but I did work in one of the barns and I packed blueberries, and that was not easy. not easy at all. And yeah, I had so much fun doing it. I'm never doing it again.
Yeah. Okay.
So one other thing really quick, and then we can go. If people wanted to go and learn more about the Blueberry Festival, is there a specific website dedicated to the festival?
There is. So NorthCarolinaBlueberryFestival.com. So again, it's North Carolina or NCBlueberryFestival.com. Because if you don't put NC in front of it, you'll go to another one.
Another NCBlueberryFestival.com. And we'll put that in the comments down below.
And then Burgaw's tourism page.
You can always go to visitpender.com, and we have all of the events listed there as well. And, of course, follow all of our pages on Facebook and any of our social media outlets.
Awesome. This has been great.
Yeah, this has been fun. Thanks for having me. Yes, I appreciate it.
So informative about my hometown and your hometown.
Yeah, but you've contributed a lot. Yeah.
That's right.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We look forward to the festival. Well, I have to say, that was probably one of the best. I say that every time we have somebody on here, but
you really do. They just keep getting better and better.
I love Olivia, and it's awesome that she and I are natives of this incredible town. I almost said charming. But this is exciting, and I will have to say, I haven't lived in Burgaw many, many years, and like some of you know, my parents moved back there last year. Almost 2 years ago. And so I'm now starting to get back into the groove of being up there when I go visit or whatever. But I need to get back and get involved with everything they have going on because, the Christmas parade, the lighting of the Christmas tree, and especially the Blueberry Festival, which I honestly can say I have never been to.
You're coming this year.
And this is not a good thing for me to say that.
You're coming.
I'm kind of ashamed, actually, but yeah, it's going to be awesome. So for those of you who want to know more about it, we're going to include all the information about the Blueberry Festival in the comments down below, and also the link to tourism in Pender County, because there's a lot of stuff going on in Pender County. It's a great place to be.
Yeah,
so
if
you are visiting the Wilmington area and you want to scoot up to Burgaw, it's just up I-40. Exit 398. It's a great place to visit. Go up there and hang out at Burgaw Brewery. They've got some awesome beers, and they've got some great little restaurants, which we talked about, and just see what Burgaw's all about. And if you think you want to move to this area, then Burgaw might be the place for you because it's tucked out just far enough outside of Wilmington that you're not in the hustle and bustle of the Wilmington traffic that we have, and
that's right,
and everything. So
one reason we made the move 18 years ago.
Yeah, so it's a great place, and I am proud to call Burgaw my hometown. I really am. So, all right, Brad, we're going to wrap it up. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Cool.
Next time.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to Port City Living. Greatly appreciate it. If you haven't done so, please consider subscribing and share it with your friends and family. We would greatly appreciate it. And remember, if someone doesn't have a smile, then give them yours. Bye, everybody.